So welcome to our EK210 retro doorbell project. Our doorbell has two parts. One part that sits on the outside of the door that has the button, the camera, and the motion sensor. And then the part that would be on the other side of the door, which is the housing for the chime itself. So the way our bell works is that when a user walks up to the doorbell, first the motion sensor will detect that the person is there and send a video to the user. And then once the person at the door presses the button, it will activate the actual chime of the doorbell to let the user know that someone's at the door.
All right, so now I'll be taking you through some of the choices that we made for our housing. First, starting with the indoor housing. As you can see, it is made out of wood, painted. That's with a retro aesthetic. There are also holes in the front so that the sound can travel better instead of it just being a flat surface. Lastly, there's a big hole in the bottom. This is so that the chime can swing freely so it doesn't hit anything. Moving now to the doorbell that goes on the outside, you can see that the material that we chose was plastic. This is so that it's waterproof for rain. There are also 3 holes in the front, one for the bell itself, one for the camera, and one for the motion sensor. And then we also have some detail on here, and that's purely for the retro aesthetic. Lastly, you can also see that this can be completely taken apart in case you need to get to the wiring. And there's also a hole in the back so that the wiring can go through the house and attach to the inside doorbell.
So as you can see here, there's a motion sensor here. So when it detects motion, it records short video and then send it through email so the user can receive the notification. So it's gonna make the motion. And as soon as he makes a motion, I will receive email. Right here, I got the email. And you can see the date and the time here, and then you can see the links to the video. Here you can see.
This is the circuitry inside the external housing. There are 4 major components: the power supply, the 5-volt voltage regulator, the solenoid, and the relay. The solenoid connects to the power supply with the relay in series. The voltage regulator connects to the power supply using a parallel connection. It steps down the 12 volts of the power supply to 5 volts. The relay coil is powered by the 5-volt voltage regulator. Another parallel connection is drawn from the output of the voltage regulator to power the Raspberry Pi, which is in the internal housing. Finally, a single wire connects the Raspberry Pi to the relay to control the switching of the solenoid.
Now I'm going to talk about the coding part. As the Raspberry Pi powers on, a script automatically loads the Python environment and program. After that, it initiates Google API authentication process. And then it checks input every 200 milliseconds. When there's an input from the button, it runs doorbell function through the independent thread. When there's any kinds of input from PIR or doorbell, it runs recording uploading function through another independent thread. It allows the Pi to ring the chime, video recording, and uploading simultaneously. After the upload finishes, the send email function sends email with the information about time and which input activated whole process.